Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Sunday, July the 3rd, race number 8 at Belmont. It's the $100,000 perfect sting. Fillies and mares going 1 mile on the Widener turf. Before we get to the analysis, the 4th of July sale at DRF.com is in full swing. Save up to 50% on select handicapping products. Learn more, shop DRF.com. Here's the field for the perfect sting. Scan the QR code for race of the day access on your mobile device. Two strong closers in this race, Mike. The 5 Love and Thunder, the 6 Messidor, both came from off the pace in their most recent races, and they both look good finishing it.
They really did. They're both coming off of really nice wins, and now they're going to both step up in class here. Boy, Love and Thunder 9-5 on the morning line. I realize that she's trained by Chad Brown and ridden by Flavian Pratt. That seems like a pretty tough price to take on this horse. No,
she's going to need a little bit of pace because, she's got to prove that the last race wasn't kind of a one-off. It came out of nowhere, even though she had shown a little bit of potential. We look at the pace projector, and I was stunned when I saw Cheermeister's name in the entries because I thought she would have been retired and have had a first foal by now. She hasn't raced in about 2 years. When she was right, she had big speed.
Yeah, she was pretty good as an early 3-year-old, especially. Unfortunately for her, something obviously went pretty badly wrong. It's been a long time since we've seen her. I guess it's interesting that this is the spot that they picked out to bring her back. It still feels like a pretty big ask to me.
You can click on Arnold Delacour's name in the free formulator past performances that come with the race of the day video, and you'll see that Delacour does very well with horses off year layoffs or more. So maybe Cheermeister's ready to go, and perhaps she can get right to the front. The key to that situation is Jouster, who began her career for Todd Pletcher as a speedball on the turf. She utilized that speed to go gate to wire to win the Appalachian at Keeneland in 2021. It just seems that speed hasn't been there in her last few races. Maybe she's just been going too short. Let's watch her last race, the Grade 3 Intercontinental, where they cut her back to 6 furlongs, and we see turning for home, she's buried down inside.
Yeah, I think she might have been really unlucky in here, actually. She's in behind horses here, just needing somewhere to go, and Pratt's finally just going to have to angle her to the outside here. They're, inside the 16th pole before she finally gets fully clear, Dan, and she actually makes up a lot of ground at the end of this race. She might have been pretty unlucky not to win here. They rated her that day. The prior start at Keeneland going 5.5. She had real trouble at the start of that race. So, I think it remains to be seen whether she still has her speed. I feel like if they decide to use it, she probably still has it.
I like her a lot better stretching out to a mile. I think this distance is more of what she wants to do, and I think the Timeform US pace projector is right. Probably they'll let a fresh Cheermeister go, but they'll be sitting second in a prominent position when the real racing begins. Giggle Factory took a big step forward in her last few starts. She's now won 3 of her last 4 for Tom Albertrani. Nice trip victory last time out at Belmont on the mile and a 16th, where she was just able to sit right off the leader. The pace was very slow, and as you see, none of the 3 horses behind these 2 leaders are doing any running. Giggle Factory gets the best of EV Jets.
Yeah, she's going to get the job done. A nice, a nice effort for a second consecutive win for this mare. Rather, she's actually really improved in her last 2 starts. She's also had 2 super soft trips in those races. They're going to step her up at the right time off of 2 career best performances, Dan. But I gotta believe she's in over her head against this field.
I wonder if Flower Point, the number 3, is the right one at the 3rd choice or so for Shug McGahee. It looked like she was starting to get good towards the end of 2021. Her first start back, the Plenty of Grace, was a decent performance against a couple of pretty good fillies. They then ran her at Churchill Downs over that kind of weird turf course, and she faced a very freakish winner from the Chad Brown barn, and they cut her all the way back in the Intercontinental. I'm just not sure that's her game 6 furlongs.
Yeah, I agree with that for the most part. I mean, I didn't feel like 6 furlongs was going to benefit her last time in the Intercontinental. That being said, that was a pretty poor performance from her in there because overall she got a pretty clean trip in that race. And not only didn't she make her presence felt, she made no ground. She got outfinished from behind by a couple of horses. I don't know. I just didn't really like that performance. I didn't like her effort 2 starts back either. She's got a couple of races that I think would give her a chance in here. I just don't like her recent form.
Cheermeister was a multiple graded stakes winner in 2020, but we haven't seen her since the summer of that year in the San Clemente, where she just showed speed. She wouldn't rate. Another horse, the favorite, went to the lead. She took it from her, and then she tired very, very badly. The layoff is obviously a huge concern. She's facing a pretty good group, but I respect Arnaud de la Cour, and this horse should be on the lead.
Yeah, she's supposed to go to the front here. We'll see, how much of an effect that super long layoff has on her. You almost have to feel like she's got to need a race being away for as long as she's been, Dan. I mean, listen, there's a chance that she could at some point take a pretty big step forward. All those races you're looking at on your page, she's basically still a 2-year-old in all of those races.
Love and Thunder, the number 5, was stuck in her first level allowance for quite some time when she first came to North America for Chad Brown, but maybe the winter layoff did her some good. We're going to watch her most recent start, second level allowance. It's her first start in about 5.5 months, and you see her, she didn't break very well. She's last. She's just going to tip off cover and run these horses down. She's obviously facing a tougher field in this spot, but it's nice to know that she's come back in form.
Yeah, she has. I really like this performance. This was an impressive one. It's not a great field, but I just like the way that she won it. And I know that, she had spent, the prior year or so coming up short more often than not, but she actually ran well in some of those races too and didn't always get lucky. That's what you're going to have to deal with a horse with her running style. I actually feel like she's pretty good, though. I wouldn't take the 9-5 on her, I don't think, but she's obviously very dangerous in here.
Messidor has won 2 of her last 3 races for trainer Christophe Clement. Loved the ride Javier Castellano gave her last time out, winning at 7/8 of a mile. Let's watch that race right now. He tapered her in from the far outside post to save as much ground as possible, and now going to get to the outside. All in all, a really good closer's trip, but I love that once Messidor changed leads outside the 8th pole, she comes with a flurry.
Yeah, me too. I agree with all that stuff. I mean, this was a great ride from Castellano, a perfect in out from off the pace, but she also ran really well. And it was a really nice step in the right direction off of her return in April. That just looked like a race she really needed, Dan. She didn't look sharp at all that day. Took a big step forward in that race. Her form as a 3-year-old after she got over here was really good. And it's worth noting that in those 2 races at a mile over this course at the end of last year, super unlucky in both of those races. She could have won either one of them with any luck at all.
Before we get to our top pick, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for all the latest analysis on DRF TV. Top pick time for the Sunday race of the day. It is the Perfect Sting. I like the way Love and Thunder came back. I don't love the morning line price. I think she'll be kicking in the stretch. Messidor is the other horse for me. Those are the 2 I'll use.
Yeah, I'm going to take Messidor, but I'm also going to use Jouster. I'm a little bit afraid of Jouster, Dan. I think her last 2 races are both pretty good going shorter, and I know she can get the mile.
And she has a little bit more tactical speed than our top 2 picks, and might get the jump on them, turning into the stretch. 6153 for Mike, 5621 for me. It's the Sunday race of the day, the Perfect Sting. Happy 4th of July weekend, everyone.